Hi everyone, my name's Satan or Alessa Vamp on the internet. I use she or any pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Yuiza, our warlock rogue wood elf. Maybe not. Maybe we'll find out tonight. She uses she her.
Hey everybody, I'm Zachary Vaudo. I am playing your Damphir Wild Oracle Arat Kshizhin. Both pronouns, any, doesn't really matter as long as it's not derogatory.
Yate, I'm Abby, and tonight I will be your Fisscourth, our a hooling cleric of Keening, and because our moms picked out our pronouns, we're both she, her.
My mic was muted. Hello, everyone. I'm not doing anything fancy today. My name is RJ. I'll be playing Sulong Shen. He is a druid barbarian. I am having technical difficulties.
Hey everybody, my name is Sara Roberts. I will be your GM for this evening and probably the wrangler of technical issues as well. I use any pronouns and I'm excited to get back into the story. Y'all ready? So, last we left off, you had all split off to go about and do some shopping, and then you all found yourself in romantic entanglements of your own. Arat and Fisscourth, you headed off to a date at the local cafe and library where you met a few of these members of the Scribes Guild, including Lenny, and a few of the librarians who work the stacks. Sulong, you went out shopping for your family and found some new friends in town, saving one of the local bookstore owners from an unfortunate case of bee attack. After meeting Nora, you invited her off on a coffee date and later met Gladness, another member of the Scribes Guild. It seems there's quite a few around in this area. And finally, Yuiza, after preparing your lunch and getting caught smooching your centaur boyfriend by the other wardens who returned drunkenly from the revelries of the festival, you headed out to check out the Bard School, where you got to take in a small snippet of one of the Bard's classes run by the famous Bard Thald, a local Ahuling resident, and got to meet some of the other alumni of the school. And we all got to see exactly what kind of claws Yuiza has. After that, he went on a tour of the campus, ending at a rather funny prank that the students of the campus have played on their beloved Professor Thald. And I think that is where we should pick up tonight. So, Yuiza, you're walking the campus. You see a few of the classes are ending. People are walking back to their living quarters. And Artilius tells you, over there are some dormitories for students who don't live in town. But there's also like a really cool apartment program where they'll help you find roommates and such if you want to live off campus. I did that for a little while after Tanner wouldn't stop crashing in my place.
Is that how you met that other guy?
Oh no, Swiftclaw was Tanner's roommate for.
Oh, I kept thinking it was Silverclaw. I'm so sorry.
No.
Okay.
No. Swiftclaw.
I don't like
the Swifties
him.
love him. But yeah, so this is what my alma mater looks like.
It's I don't want to say, oh, like it's really cool, because that sounds like I'm like underplaying it. Like I don't know what else to say other than that it's really cool.
Would it? Look, I know like we've only technically known each other for like 3 days, but would it be okay if I asked you something kind of personal?
I mean, since we have seen each other naked, I would say yes.
Okay, fair. The night we met, you mentioned you were looking for long lost family. Is that why you're in town? Because you think they're here?
Well, I think it might lead me to them.
Are they the ones who betrayed you?
No, not my family.
Got it.
It was like a whole it's like I had an evil roommate too. You see, I just didn't know they were evil.
Oh,
Yes. That's who
sorry.
betrayed me. Yeah. Well, us. It's like kind of like a group thing.
Oh, your friends too?
Yeah, that's kind of like why we're out here together. Um, I mean, it's a lot, and I don't know if do you want to know. Like, I think I can tell you some of. I just, there's a lot.
I mean, we got all night. Well, no, you don't. You have girls' night. That was not right. I mean, you can tell me if you want. You don't have to. I was curious, and I wanted to make sure that you were okay and that there wasn't anything I could like help with or anything, because you seem like you're really stressed, and
Constantly.
I'm kind of getting that picture. Yeah.
See, I thought I was being all like, "Oh my god, look at me! I'm such a fun girl. Like me, I'm pretty." Haha. Not
No,
obviously
you are
stressed.
no, you are very pretty, but
Yeah.
last night you literally like wanted to like avoid all other people on the planet and hide in my room. So I just wanted to make sure like you're okay.
Right now, in this moment, I am.
Cool.
I don't want to burden you with things that aren't your problems.
I mean, isn't that what relationships kind of are? Sharing each other's problems so you don't have to take it on alone? Sorry, was that an overstep? That I can go that way for a bit,
No,
and you can go that way
no,
if
no,
you
no, no,
need
no,
like
no, no.
space or okay.
There's nothing wrong with what you said. I just think there's a few things that we should talk about before we continue to say that.
Okay. He kind of starts like you hear like nervous hoof shuffles
Not
next
the
to
hoof
you.
shuffles. Uh, well, first of all, I will be constantly kind of moving around the continent.
I mean, I will too.
Fair. What if we cross? What if like there's a lot of places that we accidentally meet up again? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. So yeah, there's that. But I'm glad that you understand the traveling lifestyle. Um, and how relationships, right?
Yeah.
What partners?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Give me a second. I have to think about the
No,
words I'm
it's
about to
fine. If
say.
you need time or like space to think, like you can have all of
What's
that
your
as much
thought
as you
on
want.
monogamy?
Um,
Not that face.
like I mean, it's okay, I guess. I don't
Like, is that how? Like, what does a relationship look to you? Is what because I've had some issues with people before, and like
um well, are you trying to ask if monogamy is what I want?
Yes, because it's a little like there's a yes is the simple answer that I can confidently say. Like, what is like? Because you said a relationship, so you think this is a relationship with? I'm totally fine with. Obviously, you want me to think this. But what does that look like to you?
Well, right now it looks like taking a girl I really like out on dates while we're in the same town.
Okay.
But I mean, if you don't want me to see anyone else, I won't.
Oh no.
But I just assumed that like we were making the most of the time we had together, and like if we ended up in the same place, like it might happen again, or like I might write you a song, send you the sheet music. I don't. This is not the
Yes.
conversation I was expecting to have. Okay.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Okay.
Okay, no, that's perfect because like obviously I'm also moving around, right? And I do like not back home because like that's not my home, but where I came from, Dulhen. Like I also kind of met we're not really technically together because I was like I may die. We'll talk about that. Don't worry about it, okay?
Okay.
And I was like,
I'm gonna worry about it, but I'm just not gonna tell you.
I'm
now that I
not
said not to
good
worry
at.
about it. Why might you? Why would you say that? I think we should talk about. But okay. So there's someone in Dulhen that.
Her name's Ivy. She's really pretty.
Okay.
I think you would really love her, actually.
All right.
But no, I'm saying because like you're okay with.
Are
like
you monogamous
seeing...
with her?
No.
Okay.
I'm very open. I don't like lying to people if I don't have to.
Okay. That's good. Honesty in relationships is always good.
So, but like, is that like, are we like in a relationship?
I mean,
because like, if it's just dating, like some people see it as just dating, and like I don't. Am I asking too many questions?
no, I'm just trying to follow along and parse out information. You okay? Are you concerned that I wouldn't be okay if you wanted to keep seeing other people?
Yes.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
So, are you okay? That was a lot of fidgeting for you. I mean, you fidget a lot, but that was a lot more than usual.
I don't like that you perceive me.
He said that's kind of my job.
I know, but I doesn't mean I have to like it all the time.
And I think on that note, let's pop back over to Fisscourth and Arat for a minute. You two are in the stacks. You've just seen Fisscourth Salmiso walk through a portal. Say a few words to one of the gentlemen sitting in front of him, accept a package, and step back through it. Arat, as you were walking the stacks on the other side of the room, you heard the booming laugh of one Rocky Solid coming not too far away from you.
If I remember correctly, I was over in their general direction holding the books I had picked out for Fisscourth.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no idea I've got no idea what's going on behind me. At this point, I'm just like, oh, I'm going to listen in on these guys until Fisscourth comes and finds me.
Fisscourth's just very politely waiting for her accessibility books for her blind boyfriend, and then just, also watching a demonic deal going on in the corner. Typical library things. This is totally normal. Sure.
Oh, those were already handed to you, Fisscourth.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm gonna zoom over and look for Arat, but it's very much that feeling of like you lose your mom in the marketplace. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
Arat? And just start wandering around until I find him.
You head down towards Arat. He's on the opposite side of the room for you. You find him not too far from a voice that you recognize as well, as you hear a conversation happening between Herb Gardens and Rocky Solid.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Arat, my dear, there you are. Your hands are full. Would you like me to? I have multiple dexterous limbs. I could assist with you in that matter.
Oh no, this is perfectly fine. These are the these are the books that I picked out for you.
Oh, I see. Here, would you like to exchange trade books, as it were? I have
Certainly.
one for you as well.
Yes, please.
Yeah, like, we'll do like little awkward, both our hands are full and we're
Mhm.
passing over the message, the books
Yep.
to each other.
And if I remember correctly, I asked for an encyclopedia on deities of the continent, a encyclopedia of plant and animal life, and the most checked out romance novel of the library. And so those three are handed over.
You made this autistic little bat very happy. She's just looking at each one, shuffling it over. Oh, this is... I hadn't expected you to pick out such a sordid tale. Oh my.
I recall that you were at one point back in Dulhan. I believe you were interested in one of these types of books, and so I thought something fiction would be to your liking.
Fisscourth, it's a story about a tiefling trying to escape the hells, and one of the guards who assists him and falls in love with him along the way.
Oh, purely from a cultural standpoint, but I suppose entertainment is also necessary for a healthy and educated mind. Thank
Absolutely.
you, Arat. Tell me what you think of yours. Also, actually, before you do that, how do we feel about seeing certain faces from Dulhan again? Because I may or may not have just seen one.
I suppose it's entirely up to you. Who is here?
I described the figure who walked through the portal, had a conversation with the two men, and then left with a package.
I believe I only ever heard that. I only ever heard that voice in the middle of the battlefield, basically, and smelled the brimstone. So I don't. I've got a vague memory, but I remember taking parents away from a child.
Yeah.
Brimstone taking, a childhood away, that sort of thing.
Yeah, Arat nearly drops the book, but he holds on to it. He's doing business here.
Well, he was, but then he quite frankly vanished away with the package, and I was distracted, admittedly. I could not hear what they were speaking about, but he isn't here now. But do you think this is something we should bring up with the guild?
I think at bare minimum we should tell the other two about this.
Without a doubt.
Perhaps Toby, if he is still here later when we see him, as he was also there to see this happen.
Are you quite all right, Arat?
Yes, forgive me. I'm torn between wanting to dig into this more and not wanting to ruin the date.
Well, I suppose it's, as they say here on the surface, out of our hands now. How about we go sit for a moment? I saw some benches over there. You could look at the book, and we can enjoy our time together before the world calls us back to our duty. Yeah?
As you say this, Fisscourth, on the other side of the bookcase where you stand, you hear the bookcase shake a little bit as a book is forcefully shoved back, and you hear, "Ugh, there's not a single mention of a rock in this rock and roll biography. Ugh, Rocky is displeased."
Oh, hello, comrade. How are you? You were looking for a rock biography?
Huh? Who goes there? Who's that? What? And from around the corner, Rocky pokes his head around. Oh, you two. The little bat who hit my boulder the hardest. How you doing, little bat?
It's been quite a while, my friend. I didn't expect to see you here. Although I suppose you circus goers do travel. How are you, my friend?
Rocky is doing A-okay. We're actually in town looking for some friends of ours, but I'm surprised that we didn't see you when we went back into Dullhen after the fair. Seems like a lot went down there.
Oh, yes, it certainly did, and that is part of the reason why we're traveling. Say, you mentioned something about rocks. Perhaps one of the librarians over there, and she points with her little nub over to the desk. They might be able to assist you. Maybe something about sedimentary rock might catch your interest.
Sedimentary rocks, they have nothing on my boulder. No, I don't think I'm going to find anything that I'm looking for here. One day, I'll find the equal to Rocky's boulder. And at that, Herb Gardens pokes his head around. The furbolg gentleman with horns on his head that curl up and backwards a little bit. Hi, it's good to see you all again. He's looking for a twin to the magical boulder that he has. He hasn't had much luck finding one. How are you two doing?
Very well, yes. Enjoying a day out before we regroup with the others. It's nice getting to know the town again.
You've been here before?
A long time ago, yes.
We don't normally come during the festival. Everyone for the Vales of Tynes tends to stay in the city limits, but given the circumstances, Theo thought it would be a good idea for us to come by and have a look around. We've set up our camp outside of town for the time being.
The circumstances being the friends you were looking for, or something else?
Yeah, well, no, I suppose you weren't there after we returned to town. One of our comrades went missing. We've been looking for her. Christina. She was in charge of, well, she and her puppet were in charge of running the doll fun house, but it appears that she went missing shortly after everyone was there.
She and her puppet were in charge.
Missing? When was she staying in Dullhen after the festival before everything went up in blazes?
No, we saw her when everyone was packing up, and Theo's mentioned that she said something rather odd after being shown something that I think it was you all who found it in the dollhouse.
You'll have to refresh my memory. We've had quite the time between then and now.
Yes.
It looks like a larger version of a child's doll.
Oh, yes. That was not in the dollhouse prior?
No. Christina and Vin have never put something like that in the dollhouse. We checked their tent, but it appeared that their things had been ransacked, and when we returned to town, we saw that there had been a commotion there as well. We thought for a minute she may have been caught up in that, but there was no sign of either of them.
Do not recall her being present during said commotion. Perhaps they went elsewhere.
With such a commotion, My friend, I promise you, if we come across hide or hair of her, we will let you know immediately as possible. Is there somewhere we could write? I have an address now, you see. A citizen of the surface, as it were.
We move around quite a bit. I don't think you could write any of us, but here. And he reaches into his bag and pulls out a small charm that looks like a little teapot, Fisscourth. It's a sending charm. You can use it to cast sending twice a day, but it'll only go to me.
I see. Very well. Thank you. And truly, I hope she does turn up soon. Before we even have to use your little charm.
Thank you. What brings you all to town? Are you here for the festival?
In part, we are following a lead from the aforementioned ruckus of Dulhern. We believe that perhaps the instigators traveled this way. So far, no sign of them, but we are doing what we can to dig around and, well, you know how it goes. More and more things come to the surface.
We were all wondering why you guys weren't there, but I'm glad to hear that you're on the case.
Well, we appreciate it.
'Tis what wardens do. It is our duty, after all.
Exactly. Well,
Yes.
if you need us, we'll be just north of town, in the woods for a while. Whole caravan's there.
We will be with the wardens here in town.
Herb puts his hand to his chest and gives you a slight nod, and Rocky gives a friendly, cheerful, meaty wave of his big, muscular arm and hand. Yeah, we'll be outside of town with my boulder. If you want to come by and hit it again, little bat, I will make sure that you have the space to do so.
Put up my nubs in a fighting motion towards him. I'll give that boulder a say too.
He holds up his little palms out for you to hit, and crouches down so he's down on your level. Rocky is, I believe he's like 6'5". He towers over you, Fisscourth. But the two will say their goodbyes and head out to find more of what they're looking for.
I didn't want to say it in front of them, but I certainly hope our portal-using friend wasn't behind that.
I don't know if that would be the case. I wouldn't put anything past him, given his choice appearances, but so many disconnected pieces that I don't know where they disconnect. I don't know where they reconnect.
There's no use thinking at it now. I know it's a shot in the dark, as they say. Not that I would have a problem with that, of course, being a creature of the night. But
Of course.
you, and she pushes like the book a little into your chest, should look at what I've given you. It's made specifically for your fingers.
Pass my hand over it. Then, in which case, Fisscourth, you see Arat's fingers just like gliding rapid fire over the pages, much faster than he's able to read the typical like raised lines on ink. This is very interesting.
I'd hoped divination methods. You already are so brilliant with your cards and all that, but I wanted to see if perhaps other things sparked your interest, memories even.
I will have to look in. I have to dig into this more. I honestly could not. I haven't tried much beyond simple premonition and then the cards when I acquired them here. But
Well, we are on a library date. Let us go indulge.
absolutely, let us. Yes, we'll worry about the rest of this another time.
Let's go sit together in an alcove and read our books.
And you guys can do exactly that for the next, we'll say, hour or two of your date. You find a nice, cozy alcove, fairly quiet. You can still hear from coming in from the hallway, you can still hear the occasional as Lenny exuberantly makes beverages and snacks for the guests that come into his cafe. But from there, I think we'll say that you return to the Warden's Guild Hall. Sulong, have you made it back there by now?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
If they didn't spot me coming out, you know.
Well, I certainly didn't.
We know.
We'll say that by this time, Sulong and Yuiza have both made their way back to the guild hall. And you all meet up in the lobby. Yuiza, as you walk in, there is some cheering and razzing that comes from some still very drunk fellow wardens on the other side. You see Droji and that one warden with the streak of red in their hair practically supporting each other as they move through the kitchen area making a late night meal. And you see Nelslip a little wobbly in his fluttering around their heads, trying to assist them as best he can.
Yeah, I get it. None of you get any. That's why you're so excited. So, everyone, are we having our own little, like, boys' night, girls' night?
Yes, I would love to engage in this cultural event of ours, but I do say we must discuss a matter that relates back to our misadventure at Dulhan.
I have something to show you as well. Oh my god, I can't believe I've forgotten this long.
All right, very well. Group meeting, so long. Are you quite well as well? Do you have anything else you want to bring up to the council?
Just concerned by the gravity of your presentation versus the exuberance of Yuiza's presentation. Which one do we go for first?
Oh, mine's not good either.
Ah,
Oh,
excuse me. Sulong gets up, walks into the kitchen, pours himself a tankard of ale, and then comes back. All right, I'm ready.
Yuiza, shall you begin? Because I'm afraid ours is a bit more grave.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I was gonna show you guys this, but you guys already saw it, which is this is a little wanted poster for the people that, like I killed, but also like they're okay now.
Perhaps we phrase it differently going forward.
Yes, definitely. But yeah, that's that wanted poster. I'm just gonna show you guys that, right? But you guys already saw it, and I have another wanted poster that is old for Euphoria and Connie. You remember how Connie was like, "Oh, I don't know, don't get close to Euphoria. She's like a little weird." And Euphoria always came in at the right times, like, "Stop talking." But arson and murder.
I'll run my hands over the posters, go, oh dear.
All right, the posters are very old. Months old.
I will read it to you.
Our Euphoria and Connie, the ones who's out. But you don't think they. Oh.
They did come in from out of town, if I recall, and these posters feel old enough that they must have come from here, perhaps escaping their crime.
I will say though, sometimes we can't think that they're bad people, because I think sometimes arson and murder are a necessary thing to be done.
I think that's another thing you'll want to rephrase differently going forward.
Sometimes there's a reason to kill and set fire to things.
We'll workshop.
Maybe tone it down, there's sometimes a reason for the things we do.
Sometimes there is a reason for the illegal things that we do.
Maybe, you know what? Yeah, that's close enough.
But nevertheless, I believe they must have fled the city and then made it to Dulhan.
Yeah.
Is this our responsibility? Group vote.
No, but okay, see,
No.
my thing is, right? They seem to be getting on just fine in the town, but also we did have a problem with, her, the big H, or her, you know who I'm talking about?
Yes, False Arabelle.
Yes. Our evil roommate. That's what I had to refer to her as. But, she didn't seem bad at all.
I think perhaps if Toby is still here, we should inform him of this, as Dulhan is still his town. If he's not here, then I don't know what we're to do.
That's the thing, though. What if like snitching to the wardens, which I guess technically,
We are wardens.
But right. What if maybe we don't have to say anything? I don't.
Well,
You know how, like, our friend, the tour guy, whose name I totally didn't forget, said like, I think that the Green Six sometimes the stories get told differently, and like, maybe they're not as bad as people think they are. But if this is the same with Connie and Euphoria,
Their reward is 3 times the amount. Their reward is 3 times the amount of a group of 6 people.
sometimes important people need to die too. I don't know. What if they killed someone important, but they like deserved it?
Well, as pressing a matter... Oh, go ahead.
No.
As pressing a matter it might be, we're not entirely certain, and I'm afraid the news that I do have for us does certainly involve us. You remember the figure that appeared at Dulhan during the ruins? Took those 2 children's parents from them. Brimstone, all that goodness. Well, we saw them. He showed up in the library.
He what?
Through portals, spoke with 2 gentlemen. I did try to listen, but I couldn't because I was trying to be inconspicuous. I'm a master of subtlety, truly. But he appeared through a portal, accepted a package, and left. It was very disconcerting, and we need to inform Toby of this before he leaves the city.
Well, Toby did say that he wanted to speak with us before he left, so he's probably still around.
Yes, I think before we engage in our girls' and boys' nights, we should go to Toby, and then we can begin a revelry.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
I think this is possible. This is the best course of action. Yes.
I have to say, I'm worried about the portals.
Yes. Let me just. I'm gonna like wave the books. I'm gonna put these up, and then we will
I
go.
Yes. I mean, I also like I'm all for telling Toby and all that because you know, but I also understand that this is a contract that they willingly signed and were prepared for it. I don't think there might be much that we can do. They knew what would happen and they did so. They signed on to that.
Yes, I hate to say this, but I suppose it's less about them and more about our devilish friend. If that power, someone, is able to move about so quickly without a concern, their problems may become ours. And I would rather that we keep
I mean,
one step ahead of this figure.
I totally get it. But also, the Hells are a whole different like plane. If he's from the Hells and works for Asmodeus, whose this contract was out for, he's going to have power.
But we stay informed then, and others as well. And Arat here, as I reach to go where we've stacked our books, I have a whole novel that depicts how to get out of the Hells through the power of love, and I'm holding up that erotica.
Oh,
Yes.
I've read that one.
Yes, of course.
In the end, the
no,
Don't tell her!
Sulong walks away laughing.
See, we're prepared.
I'm going to put my books down on the near my bag, and I'm just going to reach in my bag, and I'm just going to feel and make sure that they're still there. The stack of Mammon's contracts that I stole from the temple back in Delhern forever ago.
Yep.
Just because there's apparently agents of demons running around, portaling in and out, making sure that they're still fucking there. It's like.
Look, all I'm saying is that if they're just doing their job, like there's not really like a lot we can do. It's like culture differences, I guess. Plain differences.
They do not really operate in the most. I hate to be so binary. Good of spheres. If he is accepting a package, it is not
I totally
unreasonable to assume that it
understand.
is for bad reasons.
See, that's okay, I get it. But I'm talking about I really want with all my little heart. I mean, it's like the size of a fist, I've read, I think. So with all my heart to help them, but also this is something that they got into willingly, and I don't. Oh my god! For the first time, right? I don't want to do something rash that might cause a lot of problems later for them with a deity or a big devil that they signed a contract with.
I certainly can't fault you for
Precisely.
that.
It's just a matter of belling the cat, so to speak.
I'm kind of proud of me. I was thinking about the future and what consequences. But with the other stuff, like sure, that's like a super suspicious package. I think we should totally look into that.
Yes, let's begin with informing our superiors. Maybe someone who can keep eyes closer on home, shall we?
Yes. And yeah, I guess we'll head down and see if Toby's still here.
Yeah. As you check throughout the Warden's Guild Hall, Toby has made use of the head warden's office. He is currently in there filling out some paperwork. There's a cup of coffee and a large craft nearby. The craft is being kept warm simply by having a candle underneath the container in a little stand.
And knock on the door.
Yeah. Come in.
Hey, Toby.
Hi.
Oh, it's all of you this time. Okay. Good to see you're all still up and walking. How can I?
You said you wanted to speak with us.
Yes. I wanted to know what you all have found. Sulong filled me in a little bit, but I'd like to know what other leads you have found and what you've pursued so far.
None found for Arabelle at current. We have come across other interesting realizations while we've been here, though, and that is something we wish to discuss.
Okay. Do you? Let's see. And Toby actually pulls out a small notebook and flips it back a few pages. Ellison mentioned that there was a body of a creature that you all dispatched of. Where did you put that when it was gone? It was not there when she took me back to the premises.
We'd left the body with Ellison, Hardwick, and the rest of the workers. Did it disappear?
They said that they left the premises at the same time you did. And when we all went back, we retrieved her brother's body, but not the creature's. So,
Hey
did
DM,
you-
can I ask you a question real quick?
You can?
So I may be imagining things that I learned that night. Did I learn that that thing doesn't really like die, but kind of keeps coming back?
Roll a history check for me.
17.
The body of an avatar, a being that is typically essentially a vessel for a deity to walk the planet. God, you all know that gods have their own rules that they are required to play by. They can interfere with mortal lives, but only to a certain extent. Through their avatars, they are able to walk the earth. However, avatars are not like a undead or a revenant. While some may experience, depending on who they worship, longer lifespans or shorter lifespans, depending on simply whether or not their bodies can handle that divine power as the deity pilots them. But there is nothing that says that they can just come back on their own.
Would that history check like include something like that might explain it being missing other than somebody taking it?
No.
Well, I just went through like a lot of information about avatars in my head that I learned a while ago.
Make a general intelligence check for me as Toby, all of you, as Toby purses his lips and begins tapping his pen and making notes on what you're telling him.
13.
14.
14.
19.
19. Fisscourth,
You meet it.
you muted Sunshine.
I forgot, I rolled the wrong stat there. I rolled a 1.
She's a scholar, Your Honor.
We love her, Your Honor.
Hey, leave me alone.
She's reading a romance novel.
She's very distracted by that tiefling on the cover of that romance novel. It looks suspiciously like your tiefling friend from back in Dulhan. That is uncanny, Fisscourth.
Did he do book modeling?
For those who rolled above a 15, which I believe is Sulong. Sulong, as you are all recounting this and talking about it and replaying this timeline of events, you remember that the fake Arabelle and her companions teleported from the battlefield as you all took on what was happening in the town.
Mm-hmm.
That house was empty.
Yep. So, fake Arabelle might have taken the body.
All right. Well, that's not good. And the items that were in the family crypt, Ellison mentioned that 2 of the graves down there were desecrated. Did you take anything?
Not that I can recall.
No.
I don't believe we engaged in grave robbing, no?
We're kind
You-
of busy trying to survive.
Yuiza and Fisscourth, roll me history with advantage to remember what you did.
Non-natural 20.
Fantastic. Fisscourth?
21.
21. You are both positive of your actions down in that crypt. In fact, the 2 of you were incredibly respectful, and you spent your time down there while the other 2 were searching other rooms, cleaning those sarcophagus. You made sure to brush the dust away and take good care of them and pay your respects with the tools that were available to you at the time. You didn't open anything in that room.
Unless dusting on the surface is a disrespectful thing to do to a corpse, then no, we didn't. We left everything as was.
Yes, we actually. I mean, I know this is a lot for me. I didn't steal anything down there. We actually, Fisscourth and I were in that room, and we cleaned up the crypt out of respect.
Given that we had false people running around down there, I don't think it would be unwise to assume that fault lies with them for most things.
I do have, if I'm not mistaken, DM, didn't I put that book with the monster that came out in my bag?
The book was destroyed.
Okay.
So the book was the monster. So that was destroyed. You did take other items from the house, including money. You took some things out of Hardwick's. Yeah, you took some things out of Hardwick's room, some personal items from the old man. But you did not.
And the deceased.
And the deceased. But those were clues that were on Zassafel.
No one knows that. No one saw me. I was with Arat, but no one saw me because he's blind. He doesn't know what I took.
I remember rolling. Yes, that is true.
But Toby will make a few notes. And, well, for now we will assume, but until the investigation concludes, let's keep that line of thinking open to possibilities. And what was the lead that brought you all here? What have you followed up on since you've arrived?
So a few things. Do you happen to remember what happened to that tiefling family back in Dolhan, yes? With the whole fire and brimstone, Salmiso collecting on a deal, Asmodeus? Any of that ring a bell?
Yes, I have taken a few babysitting shifts in the last few weeks.
I could imagine. Oh, those poor children. Arat and I happened to be at the library in town doing research, and Salmiso was there. For a moment, he appeared through a portal, collected a package from 2 gentlemen, and then left through that portal. And it worries me, because if a figure with connections to an archdevil is wandering about freely, it may quickly become our problem.
Well, it could or it couldn't. I mean, if he's collecting on a contract's a contract. Who was he speaking with?
2 gentlemen, and I describe them to the best of my memory.
Did you attempt to question them at all?
No.
Okay. Did you follow them to see where they went?
I was occupied at the moment.
We came across another concern from Dulhern shortly after, with members of the traveling carnival apparently have a member of their party went missing, and we were discussing it with them.
Yes, Christina
Thank you,
Sins
sir.
and Vin, her
Yes.
puppet.
Yes,
I'm aware.
as mentioned, we were not, and so as mentioned, multiple things have happened over the course of just today, even, that we wanted to fill you in on.
Yes, Yuiza?
So there's like possibly 2 things I have to tell you.
Okay.
Okay, the first one is I would like for you to entertain the idea of possibly talking to them first instead of convicting people.
And who am I speaking with?
I only say this because we are wardens and that is your town. But
It's not my town.
fair. I'm talking about Euphoria and Kami.
All right. And what about them?
They seem to have a past of being wanted for criminal activities. And I wouldn't think it a big deal usually. I mean, everyone does what they need to do to survive. But I was told that I should tell you. And here you go. It's old. I'll give him the wanted poster.
You're doing the right thing. Fisscourth is just nodding along approvingly. She knows this is hard for you, Yuiza. She even puts a comforting wing over her.
Toby takes the wanted poster from you and looks it over. Nods his head. And in a flash, the paper catches fire in his hand and disintegrates to ash. You never saw this, and you don't know where they are.
Perfect.
Is that clear?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Good. Anything else?
No, if that's the official stance, then certainly.
There is no official stance. There's nothing to talk about.
Perfect.
Anything else?
I believe that was the bulk of it, unless anybody else had a revelation that we didn't know about.
No, just that one.
I am still waiting to meet with the Oracle of the city to discuss our leads, plus premonitions I had that may have been connected to this entire ordeal. So that is next on my list.
Toby rubs his eyes and sighs as he sets down his pen. I know you haven't been with the Wardens long, but I am going to give you this piece of advice, and it is going to be advice that will either help you and save your life should you choose to take it, or you can ignore it and be the cause of further problems. When it comes to investigating things, be thorough. I understand that everyone has their personal lives and their things that they want to do, but when you have a lead, follow it. And don't leave stones unturned before you leave town. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have a few things for you all. Okay, this is from Pip and Beetle. Here you go, everyone. And in front of each of you, there are 3 little toy birds that are in front of you. They both actually have been working on these, trying to find something to keep the baby quiet. But if you put a little water in the bottom and then blow through the tail, it sounds like a bird call.
Oh.
Let's see.
Precious.
This is from Rupert and Iggy, and I think Miss Lowry Moon's on there. I don't know. It's just a mushroom drawing. But these are for all of you, and passed around to you. There are cookie tins. That
Sewing
are
supplies, sewing supply. Oh.
No, that's the other one I have. Remember?
Yeah.
there are actual cookies on there, and Toby tells you that they were baked by Rupert and Zuko, the chef of the Pink Dragon, and they've all been decorated with little pink dragons and mushrooms with icing. Also this. Here you go. And it is a tin that is just for you, Yuiza. When you unwrap the packaging, it is a small cylinder size package, not quite as large as the cookie tin, but when you open it, there is a large dried rose in it for you. And the lid says, "From Ivy."
Could I send something back with you, Toby, if that's all right?
If you can get it to me by tomorrow at noon,
I
yes,
can give
I
it
will
to you
be
right now.
Okay.
And she's gonna hastily scrawl on a little piece of paper from Yuiza, and draw a little heart, and then put it in the little gift wrapped perfume and give it to.
Mhm. Are you sending the letter with him as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Here.
All right.
This is it's for Ivy. Thank you.
And I'm assuming that your mail was already delivered to you all. You got the wedding invitation?
Yes.
The what?
For what's her name? His secret daughter.
Yes.
Oh, yes!
Yes.
I wouldn't use such a rude term, but yes.
I'm so
the
sorry. I'm
bastard
really bad
child.
with names.
Mari Firemantle and Thomas Curry.
Met
Yes, that's
Mari and her now fiance. Listen, I can only remember one name. I'm sorry.
It's been a while since we've been on the road.
That was something else I wanted to talk to you about. You Wendig posted or filled me in. You have 3 weeks missing of your time?
Yeah. It's either between falling into the interdimensional rift or running into the Fae.
I'm
I
partial to the
think it
Fae.
was the Fae.
I'm sorry, the Fae?
There was some wintry guy.
Frosty gentleman
His name
by
is
the name of
Jack.
Well, that's what we can call him.
Toby
Yes.
sits up straight in his chair and looks at you all. Tell me everything.
I will recount my game of dice to get us out of Jack's snow circle.
I would like to.
Zara is recounting. Sulong leaves the room, gets another pint of ale and a pint of ale for Toby, and we'll just walk back and desk.
I would like to tell you that I did not intrude in this because I don't deal with the Fae, and they're tricky.
It's not that we sought him out. We were set upon. He appeared while everybody was asleep and I was on watch.
And you said as you were leaving, we can leave safely.
Yes.
I'm going to have to speak to my contacts in the Fae Court, but we may have a bigger issue than whoever that person impersonating Arabelle was. It sounds like you all accidentally wandered into a Fae prison and released something.
A prison?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll check with Miss Moon and a few in the Feywild that will be able to verify for us.
Oh, this.
If it is who I think it is, she was the one responsible for building the prison in the first place.
I'm not familiar with the Feywild ways. What kind of prison doesn't have a warden?
The Fey kind. The magical kind. The kind that aren't supposed to be bleeding into this world. Okay.
Okay.
Trouble really does seem to find us, huh?
We really just wanted to, like, sleep for the night.
We were just traveling. We didn't even kick any hornets' nests or anything like that.
Well, if I'm understanding Toby's wording correctly, this location was not even supposed to exist in our realm. So,
Oh, I'm just also talking about in general about our luck and the chaos of all of this.
All right. I will be in touch with you all as soon as I can. I'll do my best to speak to everyone that I possibly can.
I told you guys,
Thank
but
you,
we have to
Toby.
be careful with what we said.
Don't worry, it could be worse. You could have been tricked into a marriage. Some of my parents met and fell in love.
Fist just turns a very bright shade of pink and hides in.
Are we going to have to worry about what was kept inside this prison? Or is that more
Most
of a down the
likely, I
line sort of
assume.
thing?
I think we're all going to have to worry about it.
Great. I'm going to go and sharpen my knives.
I
Thank
imagine he
you,
would.
Toby, and I am so sorry.
I'm not going to ask you to give me an entire rundown, but is there anything that I should not particularly say around the Fae if we're going to keep running into them?
Nothing.
Since well, in a case such as that, I can't exactly say nothing, otherwise we'd still be trapped in the circle. But are there things I specifically don't say? I imagine I don't give them my name. That much I know.
Oh, I know one. You can't say thank you.
That is true.
That's
Then
like
you owe them a debt.
Yeah, it's like a contract. Because saying thank you means that they did something for you and now you owe them. I learned that one from my dad.
All right.
What if they've already done the thing, and then, or you do the thing and then they do the thing, and you say thank you? Is this just a back and forth forever?
Yes. Until
The
you
other one I
die.
knew is from my mother. You see, you're not supposed to have carpets that say welcome on them. It's an invitation.
What kind of backwards
that's-
logic is
So, okay. Quiet down. So, and Toby puts his hands on the desk and stands up and begins pacing behind it. The first thing you need to know about dealing with the Fae is that they follow the rules of the old ways. They have their own laws, their own morality. They are not bad. They are not good. They are just the Fae. That is the first thing you need to understand. What they will do may seem cruel to you, but to them, it is just another day of the week. It's just what Fae are. All right? So, first thing you need to know. You're right. Never say thank you to them. Thank you is a phrase taken that you're essentially indebted to them. Instead, say you're grateful or something like that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
how are these any different?
Second, never accept a gift from the Fae, or rather, be very careful with a gift that they are given, or if the giver is a Fae creature. If you don't trust the Fae who gave you the gift, it's best to destroy it. Strange new Fae never give gifts without expecting something in return, and to deny them something in return is seen as a slight. Also, never lie to the Fae. They hate liars, and they hate liars that are not other Fae.
Is it because they can't lie? Is that true? Can they lie? Can they not lie?
Directly, they cannot lie, but they can trick you in a word riddle. Next, always keep your dealings with the Fae. Fae hate cheats or those who cannot keep their word, especially if they are not other Fae. Are you following along so far?
Yes, no thank you.
I'm failing to see how some of these things are different than other things, but I'm taking
It's
your
the
word for
Fae.
it.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, first of all, that's what you have to understand. It doesn't have to make sense.
Exactly. Second, or not second, but fifth. Oh God, what did my mother say? Never brag about any interaction that you may have had with them. Let's see. The Fae like privacy and secrets. If you can't honor either of those, you are likely to be targeted for bad interactions with them that may endanger your life or just mildly inconvenience you. Never give them your full name, full or otherwise. Say things like "you may call me" or I am known as. If they say "may I have your name," that is an offer to take it from you.
No,
and
but
that
you
would
may
be very
call
bad.
me.
Exactly. Good job, Yuiza, star.
That one I knew.
Never expect food or drinks that they give
That
you.
one I knew.
Let's see. The Fae hates silver, and they'll take it as a slight if you had it on you. So if you know that you're going to interact with them, do not have it on
Does
you.
it hurt? Does it hurt them?
Just gonna tusk my little symbol.
It can kill them.
Okay. Oh.
Silver.
Yes.
Interesting. I learned something different.
Also, never stand in a fairy ring. They're made by the Fae. They can act as portals or sometimes as prisons, depending on how they're constructed.
Oh.
Do all fairy rings look act the same or look the same?
No.
So is it safe to not walk into any sort of open clearing in an area?
Area.
If you see something that is perfectly circular, where perfectly circular things do not naturally exist, that's likely a fairy circle. It could be mushrooms. It could be flowers. It could be shrubs. It
Trees.
could
Trees.
be...
No, I think that's what we walked into. Like, wasn't that place kind of circular? I think that's what happened, guys.
You tell me.
Okay. Never be rude to the Fae. Always be respectful and polite. Never dance with them. The Fae will outdance you, and they will kill you via dancing to death. I've seen it happen. Don't repay more than you borrowed. Make sure that any repayment is given in equal measure. It's considered rude, as the scales of balance would tip in your favor, and then the Fae would have to owe you, which is frowned upon. And never give a fairy or Fae clothing. It traps them into your service.
Sometimes they can be very vindictive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was going to say the last bit sounds more beneficial for us, but that makes sense.
But I would. It's the whole like, yeah, you can trap them, but like for how long? You know.
So,
Considering that we've already run into two, that makes sense to get a good
2.
bearing on what to
Two?
do. There was the
Marojay?
the goat man in the labyrinth.
Oh, he was a satyr.
Oh yeah.
He was a little satyr guy. He was really annoying.
Oh, okay. Did you make any deals?
No.
With this Fae? Okay.
No.
Mm.
We did not make any deals, though at this point, given my politeness, I am certain I said thank you, because that is ridiculous that is a bargaining word to both of them.
I told you that.
Not before.
We answered some riddles.
To get
Okay,
out of a location.
But it is the whatever deal we made, it's even out. There is no like anything else.
I'll see if my sister can locate the satyr that you talked to and get you out of any deals that you may be involved in. In the meantime, please go research the Fae,
Clearly.
okay?
Okay.
And
his name.
don't step into any more fairy rings.
He called himself. I don't know if there's record of this or not, but yes, I had it. I was trying to remember how to say it. He called himself Bartholomew.
Okay. That will
He played the little
be helpful.
flute.
All right. I have a lot more work to do now. You all stay safe. Unless you have anything else that you need me to deliver, I need to leave. I have to speak to my family.
No, please
I'm
do.
so
We have,
sorry.
And he nods to you all, collecting the package that you have to give to Ivy, and turns around and says, one of you take this. And he pulls out a small charm that is shaped like a cherry blossom branch. He drops it into your hand. You can use that. It has 2 charges. Sending only goes to me. If you see any hide or hair of that Fae, you tell me immediately. Understood?
Yes.
Do not approach it.
Of course.
All right. My sister's going to be pissed. And
Sorry.
as he goes to walk out the door, there is a swirl of cherry blossoms around him, and he is gone as he teleports away.
I went decades, hundreds of years without having to encounter a single Fae. Why now 2 in a row?
You're telling me I hadn't even thought that the Fae would be anything other than stories of tooth fairies and whatnot. That was
Did you
that was
know
quite
that
a bit.
tooth
Do you think our souls are
fairies
sold?
are like a smaller species of the very scary bone fairy?
Begging your pardon?
Oh yeah, they creep into your room at night and they take your teeth. But to do so, they have to be very small.
Yes, but they're part of a species of bone fairies that are quite larger and scarier.
You know, the 4 humor fairies. There's the black bile, the yellow bile, the red bile.
You know, I would like to go and read about the Fae instead of hearing these stories. I think research would be very useful for us right now.
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree?
Oh,
Well,
Actually,
let us-
Yuiza, tooth fairies are subspecies of bone devils. They're just feified.
counter offer. You two go enjoy your night out. Sulong and I will enjoy a night out. We will start research in the morning.
I have a
You
few
have the library
ideas.
cards now?
So I will keep those. I will write those down somewhere, and I will tell you the ideas that I had. And I definitely don't have to tell you other stuff.
Wonderful.
A half-drunken tankard of ale is pushed into Arat's hands.
He
Boys'
doesn't.
night.
He doesn't.
The 2 of you, though, if you're going to be out and about on the town, avoid Allie's Alchemical. That there's a halfling there named Dwight that seemed unnaturally interested in my traveling companions. Seems not worth wandering into unprepared.
Okay. She's like writing in her notebook to not forget. I will keep these to myself till later.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think, on that note, is a good spot to go to break. And we will come back in a few minutes, about 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go nowhere unless it's to grab a drink, grab a friend, or go to hypegoblin.com/events to check out the schedule for this and other shows like it that the cast participates in. And we will see you all shortly. All right, everybody, go get hydrated. Bye-bye. One. Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing? We had a nice, lovely group panic backstage as everyone began realizing the consequences of their actions.
In my game,
Consequences in my D&D dating sim?
it's more like
Please.
It all just hit me at once. I'm like, oh my god, what have we done?
we've done so much. It's insane.
You have. You've done a lot. You've done a lot. And you've just walked right past a lot as well, which I love. That is a treat for me. So, I believe now we are at a good point to split off and do boys' night, girls' night. How does that feel for y'all?
Let's do it. But if it's good with you, I'd love to do a little scene where Fisscourth is just overwhelmed with all the information she just got.
Yeah.
And that's like, let's go get drunk and do body shots.
All right. So I think that's where we'll start. Fisscourth and Yuiza, you're both getting prepared up in the room to head out for girls' night. What's the mood in the room for you two?
You know that meme where it's like the girl who's dressed goth and the one with rainbow hair? I think that's the mood right now, but Fisscourth is the one dressed in black. She's just laying at the bed staring at the ceiling. having a crisis.
Yuiza is trying to compartmentalize by picking the sluttiest outfit she has. Like with this little summer dress, and she's got this little like corset. She's like, oh, I fashioned it because it's pretty. It's actually armor. Put that out there.
I love that for you.
And it has like her like long, because it is a dress, so it's like long skirts. But it's got that like one like slit where like, hey, look at my leg. I just shaved. And she's just wearing some pretty like tie up sandals, like the little gladiator sandals. And obviously her braces, because they like go with everything.
Absolutely. A lady with weapons is always in style.
Exactly.
But yeah, you are getting dressed, doing your primping, your styling. Fisscourth is having a crisis on the bed.
What's the point of showing your breasts if your breasts are being owned by a fey being?
Nobody owns my breasts other than me. Thank you. I grew them myself. We don't.
But how do we know if we're being owned by fey or not? What if we've made a deal? I don't. We've said so many things, Yuiza. We've talked to so many people.
Yuiza's going to like pounce on the bed on top of her and like shake her. Fisscourth!
Oh, why are we?
I'm not choking you. Calm down. Just hands next to your head. Fisscourth. I'm pretty sure if we were owned by the Fae, they would gladly let us know, right? And even if we were and we didn't know, what are we going to do about it? You know what we're going to do about it? Go and have some shots and get drunk about it.
I'd rather not be shot, preferably.
No, a shot is like a small amount of liquor that you like shoot back to drink like quickly.
But why would you only buy a small amount?
No, we're gonna have your first shot together. It's going to be great.
Oh, well, at least we can engage in a new social ritual while we have the time. Yes. Do I need to wear certain attire since you're exposed?
Hey, you're always exposed, mind you. I just want to point that out, right? I think you should wear like. Do you have like jewelry that you wear on like special occasions? I could look.
No, that would get.
You can borrow some of mine.
Oh my god, are we gonna dress up Fisscourth?
Yes!
This just looks like befuddled at the idea of jewelry, because that would get in the way of flying.
Not if it's like, okay, look, I have some fake clip-ons that I'm going to give you, okay? She's gonna start putting little, like, clip-on earrings around, like, Fisscourth's ears, but they're, like, they're not just, like, there. It's like definitely like really like, okay, this one's gonna go pretty on top, and then we gotta even it out with this one with this gem, and then if we put this one of a different metal next to it, it's gonna look great, right? And then we're going to give you this scarf because okay, so this one was handmade by like a neighbor's cousin's daughter. It was great. It's so soft. It was a gift. But
it is. Is it supposed to accentuate my waist?
Yes.
Why would we do that? That's a vulnerable point.
Because having like a figure, like a full figure. We don't have to if we don't want to. Sometimes we like.
No, I wish to engage in this ritual to the fullest.
Okay, here we go. We're doing this. We're accentuating that waist. You have a fluffy bosom. It's going to be great. You're going to wear this necklace. Yes, and we're going to
realize there's so much pomp and circumstance.
I mean, only like when you feel like it. I don't usually wear like all this out, all the time. But I feel like we need some a little bit of cheering up, and I'm also going to see our Tillies again. We're going to go see a set that he's playing for students of the Bard College he used to go to because he's an alma mater. Oh no, the place is an alma mater. I don't know what that is, but he's an alumni. They have his portrait up in the library and everything.
Oh my gosh, yes, I wish to hear this piping hot tea, as it were.
Yes, oh my god, okay. Let's go and have a good time out. We're going to go to a tavern called the Red Oak. There's someone I have to talk to, but we can totally get drunk there.
Certainly. I cannot wait to engage in this social ritual. Fey deals be damned, did I, with a new vigor, jump up from the bed all made up in my little hoochie mama outfit.
I love it. You two can go heading down towards, you're going to the Red Oak Tavern first?
Yes.
Okay. You can begin to make your way there. No problem. Let's check in over on Arat and Sulong, shall we?
Hey, bud, what's the mood tonight?
I was actually going to let you guide that a bit more if you wanted to. My head is a bit all over the place.
Well,
As
I
I
don't know much about the party scene here, but like, do you
oh,
want
I
a
mean,
quiet night? Do you want like some reverie?
tell you what. At some point, I wanted to go by the the music center of the town. I do not know if there'll be any performance there or not, but I wanted to see what I could find over there at a later hour. Before then, let's explore the town. I'm curious how much has changed since I was last here. I'm sure there'll be revelry to be had.
Cool, cool. Sulong is brushing his teeth and he goes to his bag and opens it up. I'm gonna get myself gussied up.
Oh, by all means.
If this is a night of reverie, I think we're gonna need to change some things about your outfit.
Uh, I will have to use your judgment on that. I simply wear what feels comfortable at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sulong will spend some money to get Arat some clothes, but he's going to dress Arat like grandfather vampire goth in a rave club.
Yeah, getting the coat and just like he like sort of like feels over it. He goes, this feels like something that someone I knew a very long time ago used to wear.
Mm-hmm. Sulong himself has pulled on a cropped red leather jacket, has like another black crop top underneath with the fishnet like under that as well, tucking into the pants, combat boots, and he's just slicked his hair back.
My gosh, you guys look so cool. All right. Yeah, with your outfits all set up, you can definitely head out for a night on the town. Are you heading to the bar scene first?
We'll actually check out more of the town at Arat's behest. Like, Sulong will walk and describe things that Arat like. Okay, so what's here? Sulong will describe it.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
anything that I can remember that has changed from that point. If he says like that there's a shop here and that wasn't there last time I was here, I'm like, oh yeah, that used to be this. And at this point, I'm trying to get a mental map of like what is different.
Yeah. There are a few mom and pop type shops that are still the same. As you walk through, Sulong, you point out Glimspark Books, the Book Emporium franchise. All right, you know that used to be Farrington Books. And as you walk through the city, you pass by a grocer that you still remember, same as it was last you were here, called Farrington's Grocers.
Huh. Can't believe he gave up the bookshop, but I'm glad he's still doing something here.
Who?
Farrington, the family name. They were
I'm sorry.
they were a much bigger they were a much bigger industry the last time I was here. It seems that they've minimized it down.
And when was the last time you were here?
Oh, 40 years ago?
Yeah, a lot can change in 10, so.
Very fair. A lot changed while I was here. If I remember it correctly, though, a lot of the less public-facing party was down this way, and I'm going to walk us in the general direction of where the most like gambling and drinking would happen in town. Like more like Because if I remember my backstory, I had some interesting friends, so I'm just going to go towards some of the more back alley areas.
Thought you
Yeah.
said not to go down back alleys because some weird alchemist.
No, I said do not go to that specific location because of that alley's alchemist. The name, alley.
Oh, alley. Okay.
Yes, I don't believe they were in an alley.
The entire trip, Arat has just been smelling like food following them, but it's been just Sulong snacking the entire time.
Yeah. You go and you head down and you head towards an area that does have several bars all in close proximity to one another. There's one that is more pub style. There's one that's a bit more upscale. They do have card tables in there, and there is another one that is next to how nice the other two are. It looks a little out of place, but it's more of a old dive bar location, the kind of bar that you would go into that no matter what, it is never going to change.
I used to play dice there.
Has their letter grade changed at all, or has it still always been a C to Arat?
I imagine it's always like been that same level. It's not like it went downhill at any point.
They haven't improved either. But that's how you know it's good.
Oh yeah.
Yep. This location is called the Pirate and Mace. It's a small single-story structure that looks very diminutive next to the two larger structures around it. There's a small hedge yard and roughly hewn wooden tables and benches inside. Accommodations consist of several cots in the cellar should you need a place to stay. All right, you may have stayed here once or twice yourself.
Shall we?
Yes, I mean, unless you prefer some of the more upscale places, I'm
No.
impartial.
I think it's actually really interesting to revisit places that you've been to like a while back. So
True. I do not know if even the same people work here. I imagine they still own it, though.
Sulong will hold the door open and usher Arat in.
Yeah, I'll wander in.
Yes, you all wander in, and there's quite a crowd in here tonight. You can still move about comfortably, though. The innkeeper is a female halfling behind the bar, running back and forth, serving drinks and taking orders, kind of razzing a few of the patrons that appear to be locals that are in here regularly.
Yeah, we'll just find a spot to hunker down, wave the halfling over, and order some drinks. Mostly probably for Sulong.
You try to wave her down, and one of the other patrons looks back at you and elbows you, Sulong, and you don't make Mira come to you. You go to her. Go order up at the bar.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Mm.
Sulong will do so.
Go up to the bar, and Mira is behind the bar. Hi, what do you want? What can I get you?
For now, I'll take an ale.
Okay.
Biggest size you got.
Sure, here you go. Is that all for you? We also have roast peas, roast artichoke, vegetable stew, boiled eggs, and she peers back towards the kitchen. 2 orders of roast sausage.
Ooh, I'll take a couple of boiled eggs and some peanuts.
We don't have any peanuts.
Oh, I'm sorry, I misheard. Did you say peas?
Yes.
Okay, no, I'll just take the eggs. Thanks.
Okay. Here you go. That'll be let's see, 6 copper.
Yep. On the table.
Thank you.
Thank you. Slide back into the booth. So were you aware that I had to go up and order, or were you just gonna let me flounder?
In all fairness, I never had to go up in order.
Okay. I see how it is. Bully the out-of-towner.
No, I didn't have to go up in order because I couldn't see where I was going.
I just Sulong rests his cheek on his hand, looks the other way, and pouts like, gosh darn it.
I'm glad to hear that it's still Still a lively place after all this time, though.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty much packed in here.
You see there are a few tables where some games are being facilitated to supplement the bar's income. One of them is a simple dice game that people are playing. It's called Dice Blackjack, and there is also a advertised pepper eating contest that is offered as well.
There's a food challenge.
There usually is. Would you care to participate? I might see if they still play dice here.
Yep. Split off for now and see how luck favors us.
Absolutely.
Alrighty. So RJ, you are interested in the pepper challenge?
Yep.
All right.
One chip challenge. Let's go.
Let's do it. You walk up to a tiefling gentleman who is setting out drinks. He's near the sign advertising the pepper challenge. Yeah, can I help you with something?
Care to take on the challenge?
The hotter in here challenge?
Yeah.
All right. 1 second. Mira, I'll be right back. We got a pepper challenge. Don't care, just get it. And he comes back a few moments later and sets down a wooden cutting board in front of you with 5 whole peppers on it and a small bowl of yogurt. The peppers are arranged as follows, as he explains. So this is a mild bell pepper, pretty standard. You're going to start here and work your way up. Next, we have the Chaos Lizard pepper, the Hellhound pepper, the Emberguard pepper, and finally, the last one is the Thakwa's Blood pepper. So,
I enjoy how it suddenly spiked in difficulty after bell pepper.
yeah, that's the fun of it. 5 gold, and you get your name on the wall.
5 gold it is.
All right. First pepper. Go ahead. If you go for the yogurt, you are out.
Okay.
All right.
Just gonna crunch into that bell pepper.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
God, if you botched it right now.
Golly, 22.
22. All right, you pass. The tiefling man nods his head at you. All right, when you're ready, Chaos Lizard pepper.
Okay, here we go. That's gonna be a 17.
All right, you pass again. It's pleasantly warm. It would be probably the equivalent of a mild jalapeno. Got a little bite to it. The seeds are still in it, as these have not been sliced for you. But you're starting to feel a little bit of that mouth tingle. Up next, you got the Hellhound pepper there, bud. Whenever you're ready. No time limit.
Cool beans, and down it goes. 20?
20. You do make the DC again. The gums, they start to tingle, Sulong. Your mouth feels unpleasantly tingly.
If Sulong is like I am when dealing with spices, if it gets too spicy, the lip will swell.
Mm-hmm. You're getting pretty close. All right, 2 more to go. If you feel the need to tap out, again, just, yogurt's right there to neutralize anything for you. Okay, Emberguard pepper. Here you go.
Never give up, never surrender.
This pepper is quite small, Sulong. It's a small red pepper,
No.
about an inch, and it is very unassuming looking. But go ahead.
I've had these peppers before, but 27.
27. It's really hot in here. You are sweating through those nice clothes that you put on, but you do pass the DC once again.
Has anyone ever finished this challenge?
Yeah, quite a few people. And he points up, and on one of the beams above the bar, there are a bunch of metal plaques with names engraved on them. And you see about 70 the length of it. There are some in different areas that people chose to put them over on the walls. There's one that someone decided to put sideways next to the bathroom door. Not sure why.
Okay. Well, that was fun. But 15 probably won't do this one, right?
The Thakwa's blood pepper has a pleasant crunch to it as you put it in your mouth. And for a moment, a very pleasant taste. But then, as the juice from within the pepper washes over your tongue, across your teeth, down your throat, it is like someone is burning you from the inside out, Sulong, as you fail the DC.
Hand weakly shuddering reaches over to the yogurt, picks it up, nods his head solemnly to the tiefling, and turns around and starts eating the yogurt.
Yep. You did not make that last one. And this tiefling chuckles and clears away the platter in front of you. Arat, what were you interested in looking at? The dice game?
Yep, I'm going to take my dice proficiency and try to shark dice again, as I was wont to do.
Sure. Okay, so for this game, there's not a proficiency added to it.
Okay.
This is just using d6s. So
Okay.
this is essentially blackjack. You're gonna roll a d6 as many times as you want to, trying not to go over 21.
Okay.
You can stop whenever you want. You can roll as many times as you want. Just don't go over 21.
Okay. You want each number?
Yeah, sure. Just count it out. Do the math for us.
All right. So 1, 5, 11, 12, 14,
Okay.
19.
Okay. Are you stopping there? You're gonna try and roll again. I will say I forgot to take a bet from you, so we'll say it's like 2 gold.
I'd probably do 5.
Do 5? Okay, I'll do 5 as well. So you'll win 10 if you win.
We'll stop on this one. I'll
Okay.
try again on the next one.
All right. Dealer says, all right, my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1. 4 for a 5. That's another 4 for 9. Oh, that's a 2 for an 11. Yeah, if you can just do the math for me. That's a 1.
12.
5.
17.
2.
19.
The dealer's going to stay.
Okay.
Would you like to roll again and see if you can beat 19? If not, you'll just take your 5 and go.
Well, I am a man of fate. 20.
The dealer chooses to abstain from another roll, so you win the 10 gold.
Yay.
And on that, let's go ahead and switch back over to Yuiza and Fisscourth. You both arrive at the Red Oak Tavern, and when you first get there, Yuiza, you see a small building next to Tanner's establishment. It doesn't look like it could possibly hold a whole bar within it. And as you look around for a few moments, you see the front door with a slider at the top.
Okay. Did Jay ever tell me anything about? Okay, you know what? It's fine. Probably not. She's gonna knock.
Okay. You knock, and a orcish gentleman opens the door. Yeah, you here for the bar?
Yes.
Yes, we're here to engage in the social ritual known as Girls' Night. I've heard that there are body shots involved. I'm very excited for this good barkeep.
All right. No weapons allowed. Come on in. Leave them at the door if you got them.
I didn't think we needed a crossbow for Girls' Night, so Fizz just strolls right in.
Yuiza just puts her hands up, does a little twirl.
Roll me deception for those armbands.
Oh, my deception is so good, actually. Oh, that's a 19.
All right, and he rolled low, so that is just a 10. But you are able to head on in. You immediately walk past a landing and go down a flight of stairs, which opens up to a much larger subterranean space. This bar is built into what used to be one of the sea caves here. As you walk in, you step out onto a wooden platform. Off to your left, you see small alcoves where people are sitting. Two are currently taken. And there are, on the other side, there are a whole bunch of tables and smaller little nooks for people to go sit in. Off to the furthest wall, you see a piano. And you see a storage area that's kind of lifted up towards the ceiling as well. There's a ladder leading up to it. In the back of the room, you see a bar area. And go ahead and roll perception for me. I mean, those
I rolled a
don't have
14.
charges to them, so
15. Because I don't have anything to my perception.
all right, that's fine. Fisscourth, you see some folks in the bar. You don't know what the person who Yuiza is looking like actually like. You're not sure what to look for this changeling. But you see a pale gentleman sitting down below you at one of the tables. He's wearing a red scarf, and off to the side, you see a person in full black leather with a cloak pulled up over their head. They're tall and thin in build, and there is a white painted mask over their face.
Sarah, don't do this to me.
Sarah,
Fisscourth has a boyfriend. She can't.
I can have many boyfriends.
I need you to calm down because I can't go through this every time I introduce an NPC.
It was the moment you said, "Oh, black leather." Stop. I don't know. It's your description. It's your fault, not mine.
That's just the material their clothes are made. Do any other
continue.
DMs in chat have this issue with them?
It's fine. Continue. We're gonna control ourselves.
But
Yuiza, I do believe there's a clown over there. I'm going to go speak with him to see if he knows anything about girls.
No.
But as you walk in and down the steps leading to the bar area, you see Jay with their body turned towards you. They're talking to another figure that has their hood up and their face turned away from you. They appear to be having a conversation with the bartender.
They're at the bar, you said?
Mhm, yep.
Okay. Oh, I see the little J. It's hard to see because it's just the one letter. Okay. Let's go get some drinks first before we talk to anyone. How about you tell me before you talk to anyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Girls' night involves companionship.
Yes, buddy system. I'm gonna go over to the bar. Let's go together. Let's grab some drinks. There's also the person I want to talk to there. If you want to come with me.
Oh, yes, certainly. I would love to. We could learn from this experience. I am a scholar, after all.
You
we
are a
must
scholar,
experience
after all.
everything in the world.
Exactly. Now she's gonna grab her little nub and gonna lead her in.
All right. As you move in, roll perception again for me, both of you.
Oh no. I don't like that I have to keep
We'll see if you hear
rolling
We're just seeing if you overhear the conversation. Nothing bad.
Thank you for
22.
12.
Yuiza, you miss it, but Fisscourth, you clearly hear the person with their back turned towards you, speaking to Jay. Well, if you hear anything further on the Grim Six, let me know. I'll be heading out after them later tonight. Oh, maybe I'll give the festival one more day. And as they put their drink down and turn away from you, you both see this cloaked figure. They are dressed in comfortable clothes with this hood pulled up, obscuring their face. There is a large scythe on their back. Their skin is dry and taut, pulled tightly over their bones, almost shriveled. Their nose, no longer there. There is just a hole where that nose should be. Their eyes are sunken in as you see this person. And as they walk by you, they continue walking past towards the person that you first noticed that is wearing the painted mask in the back corner. Fisscourth.
Clown, yes. They might. I just like lean in and whisper conspiratorially. They might be bounty hunters. They mentioned that group we met in the woods.
They could be, but you know what we're here to do?
Do body shots?
Exactly.
You two are heading to the bar?
Yes, we're gonna head to the bar, and as I'm heading there, we're not very subtle. We're like going to the. We're two girls going girls' night. But she's going to wave at Jay.
Jay sees you walking up and they give a wave of their hand. They have a drink in front of them already.
Hi, how are you?
Ah, you made it.
I did. I know I should have come yesterday, but there's been so much that I've had to do. This is my friend Fisscourth. Fisscourth, this is Jay.
Hello, Jade. Like the letter?
Yes, like the letter.
Do you...
So,
hi.
how can I help you?
So, Fisscourth, do you remember that show that we saw that had like someone and they would switch into a different outfit and it was somebody else? They're like a puppet show, right? Do you remember? I'm so sorry. I don't mean to describe your art like this badly. That's on me.
I'm new to the surface, you see. It wasn't meant offensively, but if that was you, that was very talented.
Yes, that was me. Do you want something to drink?
Let us begin the night! What do we start with?
Why don't we start with some... What do you have? She'll turn to the bartender. What do you have that tastes very sweet and does not taste like alcohol?
And the bartender looks at you with a amused look. Well, I could throw a shot of vodka and some juice for you, or you could have a cider. We don't really do the mixology
Cider just for inside.
here.
What is the hardest liquor you have?
I thought you wanted something that tasted fruity.
Yeah, have you had those fruity drinks? They're like really dangerous because they don't taste like alcohol, yet they have so much.
One moment. Jay, that one's on the house. And the bartender goes to one of the shelves and comes back. Sets down 2 shot glasses for you two. Here you go. They call it the Widowmaker.
This is her first shot.
That's what you asked for.
Yep. No, I'm not saying that. That's like, oh no, I know what I asked for. No, okay. Fisscourth, this is very strong liquor. You know how to take a shot? Have you seen people take shots before?
Yes, you sip, yes?
No. Watch me do it. It's very quick. It's one motion, right? She's gonna take the shot, do a little to the bartender, and then quickly shoot it back.
It tastes horrible. Let's just say that.
It tastes bad.
Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
11.
What's your Constitution?
My constitution is 16
What's the modifier on it?
plus 3.
3. And you rolled a...
I rolled a 8, which plus 3 is 11.
Unfortunately, you don't make the save on that.
That's okay. I get drunk faster.
You're going to have disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma checks for the next 2 hours.
Not the charisma checks. That's my bread and butter. I'm kidding. Not really.
Not really. Fisscourth, are you partaking in the drink?
Of course, it seems it's a bit like a ritual chalice. I shoot it just like Yuiza did.
Fisscourth, this is the most vile thing to ever grace your palate. This tastes like what you used to clean your ritual tools with back in the colony. You tried it once. You were curious as a little kid. It's horrible. Go ahead and roll me that Constitution saving throw.
Is it spicy? Let's make that Constitution saving throw. 22. Let's go. We can hold
20.
our liquor.
All right, let me see.
That's my batting friend.
Good. Yeah, good thing you also have a high constitution. But yeah, you do pass the DC. The DC is 4 plus your, or is 10 plus your constitution modifier. So you are feeling a little buzzed, but no disadvantages to anything yet.
My skin feels as though termites are dancing on it, and that tasted like the worst thing I've ever tasted my entire life. I can see why they called you shot. You want to be shot after. But I demand another for this social ritual, and she slams her little knob down on the bar top. Please.
How about the two of you slow it down? Jay says. And Colton, get them one of mine. And Colton nods with a chuckle, collecting the 2 shot glasses in front of you.
I'm so sorry, Jay, that we are a lot. I apologize.
After traveling with a circus, you are the least thing that I would call a lot. And Colton comes back a few minutes later and deposits 2 beverages in front of you. They're in a nice flute style glass. The liquid in them is slightly bubbly, and it's a reddish amber hue.
Ooh.
Oh, God. Has Fisscourth ever had something carbonated? Oh, my God. This might be the real challenge here.
Oh, this seems like it's going to taste much better. Thank you.
Thank you. It's so thin. And why are there living things in here? Did it bite me back?
Well,
It's the
technically through the
bubbles.
fermentation process, yes, but it will make you. Well, I don't know how lightweight you 2 are. Just sip on it, and as you sip it, it has a slightly sour taste, but there's more of a fruity taste that comes through to you, Fisscourth. It tastes like overripened cherries.
Now, this I can get along with, but, as she's starting to loosen up, the alcohol's starting to get to her, she just, casually says, I have fermented gallons upon gallons of blood, and it has never danced in a cup like this. This is fascinating. Does all fruit do this?
Yeah, I suppose it does. With the right conditions.
Intriguing. What an educational venture this is, Yuiza. I thought we would be doing the body shots. This is both a trial for the mind and soul. And the flesh.
Yes. It's going to be a great learning experience, Fisscourth. I promise you that. But before we get on with our girls' night, thank you so much for meeting me or letting me know you're going to be here. You said you could help me with figuring out things and words and names of what people can be.
Right. Come with me. Jay is going to take the 2 of you off to one of the tables.
Surprise you, he says calm when she's drunk.
So, what exactly do you need to know? Sorry, I've never met a. You said you are a changeling too?
I am a shape changer. I don't know if I'm a changeling.
Okay, were either of your parents Fae?
I don't know that.
This doing her best not to look like she's eavesdropping, but just drinking and looking like.
Okay.
I never really met my parents.
Got you. Well, what exactly do you want to know?
Well,
I'm assuming that you know how to control your shapeshifting.
yes, unless under great emotional duress. But yes.
It usually is tied to an emotional state.
This is just kind of how I look. But comes naturally to me. But I can mimic other people that I see. Um, you know, I can't really grow more than like an inch up or down. That sounded really weird. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Oh yes, we'll be growing some inches tonight.
Fisscourth, just sip your drink.
Jay reaches over and just says, slow it down, and puts the cup that you have, Fisscourth, back onto the table for a moment. Okay. Do you ever use your true face?
Isn't this like my true face?
No. Well, maybe, depending on what you are. If you're a changeling, you're probably not going to look too dissimilar to me if you're walking around in your true face.
You're really pretty, so I don't think that's bad.
Thanks. Have you visited any of the changeling cities in the Feywild?
I have not been to the Feywild. I am from
Okay.
this plane of existence, and I have not been to another plane of existence. I am in my early 20s. I am from an island. I don't know my parents. Sorry. I mean, like, not your fault, but and this is all I got.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of changeling that live on this plane too, but most of them live in the Feywild, in the changeling cities, in the well, not too far from the Autumn Court. They're under Tatiana's protection. Some lore claims that we came from her. Um, hmm. Some of them are bigger than others, but for the most part, they're all fairly generally the same. People there have a lot of the same jobs as they have on the material plane.
Okay.
And is your friend okay?
I don't. Yes, she is fine. She.
There are ants running through my blood. I could not be more delighted. Go ahead. Yes, I'm a scholar. I am taking so many notes with my brain. Yes.
I don't think she's ever been drunk before.
Right. Well, the changeling cities have been there for well, it's hard to tell. The Feywild moves differently, but some do occasionally pass through here from there or fall through if there's bleed between the planes.
So I could
Occasionally
have.
that happens.
That's possibly what could have happened, like to me.
Maybe.
What
There's
if I'm
some.
sorry?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
But
What's your question?
you mentioned like other things, like other types of shape changers as well. Like, what if I'm not a changeling? Or
Well, if
what
you're
if
not
I am? What if I am?
if you're not a changeling, you could be just, there's shifters, but they're more animalistic and you don't seem like that.
I can grow claws if I really wanted to.
Okay. Well, you could be witchborn too. Those are people who their mother was a hag.
Okay.
That's a very rude thing to say to my friend, you know. I thought you were a kind person, Jay.
Fisscourth, that's not a hag is a species of being.
But I'm going to have to review the lexicon for this language again.
God, I love drunk Fisscourth.
It's okay.
Deepest apologies, Jay.
We'll go through it together.
Um,
Girls' night, study Bible night.
right. Yeah. Those are the ones that come to mind. There's also just well, Some vampires I know can shapeshift. Are you a vampire?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't
Oh no, wait,
particularly.
no. We met in the middle of the day. You're not a
Yeah.
vampire.
I tried blood. I didn't really like it.
Okay, so I guess we can safely roll that one out. So your best bet is either changeling or witchborn.
How do I? I'm sorry. This is the closest I've ever gotten to like an answer. So there's a lot processing within me. Okay. Which more okay. She's gonna take out her little notebook that she always carries. She has her bag of holding with her. It's purple. It matches. And she takes out her little pad and just changeling which word.
As you go to reach into your bag, roll me a perception check.
Does that go for Fisscourth as well?
No.
Oh
You're not
boy.
reaching into the bag, honey.
19.
Fantastic, 19. Yuiza, as you reach into the bag, your hand connects with something familiar. Tell me what trinket Yuiza had to leave at home that she did not take with her that is now in her bag.
It was probably a little like carved, like a whittled, almost totem like piece. It was maybe about the size of a hand.
Mm-hmm.
That her dad carved for her. She kept it in her room, but she did not grab it when she was leaving.
You reach into your bag, and as you go to reach for what you think is your notebook, your hand connects with that first.
Do you see her like hand still in the bag? Like it still doesn't move. And then she'll slowly take it out and look at it.
It's exactly as you remember. Including the little mark on the side where your dad's knife accidentally slipped, leaving a unintended indent in the wood, just as you remember.
I'm so sorry. I meant to reach for my journal. Not this. Um I have to go actually. We will we'll talk later. I might come back if not if you're going to be here tomorrow and she starts putting everything back.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I I forgot I promised I am saying that I was gonna go watch this show over at the Cozy Rosie, and I think it started, and I didn't really want to break my promise. Um,
Okay. Enjoy your night, I guess. If you need me, you have my card.
thank you.
The pilgrimage of Girls' Night continues. Thank you for this partial victory. Jade Fisscourth very sloppily reaches over the table to shake their hand with her nub.
You might want to grab a water for her.
Yeah, yeah. I'll actually. I still have a water skin in my bag. It's gonna be. We got this. Thank you so much, Jay. I'm so sorry that we interrupted your night. But you technically invited us. Well, me and I brought. Anyway, thank you. I will see you later. Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. I have someone on the way, anyways.
Right. Thank you so much. And she'll start like dragging Fisker with her. Like, bye.
She's very just enthusiastically waving.
Jay gives you a very confused wave, and Yuiza, as you are heading out, you almost bump into a face you recognize as Theoretical, the leader of the traveling carnival, is coming in. They don't appear to take much notice of you as they walk past you and look around at the base of the stairs and then head for Jay's table.
She is. I think she clocks him briefly, but she is too into herself at the moment.
Yeah.
This is doing that drunk girl thing where she's just talking endlessly at you. You probably don't even understand
Yeah.
it.
It's all chitters.
Girls night, body shots, Achilles.
Wow, Fisscourth, I didn't know that drink was gonna hit you so hard. Here, you should try this one. It's magic so that it doesn't really taste like anything, but it's great. She'll give her.
Tricking her into drinking water. She throws it back like a shot.
Oh, careful. Be careful with that one.
It's a full glass of water, Fisscourth. It just runs down your face as you try to take it as a shot. From there, as you two are wrapping up in the bar, let's switch back over to Arat and Sulong. So you two have done a bit of gambling, a bit of eating. How's it going at the bar?
Just like sitting in front of Silong. Are you sure you're okay?
Sulong is laid out across like the bench at the table with a bowl of yogurt on his chest and just slowly spoon feeding himself. Mostly just my pride is hurt.
It is a very difficult challenge, of course. You did your best.
With my back on the bar bench and looking up at the plaques commemorating who has successfully done this, is there any name I recognize? Specifically, a Damphir in front of me.
Roll investigation.
I leave this up to Sara.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, 15.
You see a very old plaque, we'll say. It looks like one of the older ones here. Could be your Arat. Could be a different one. It's up to him to admit to it or not.
Sulong doesn't say anything as he eyes that with a mouthful of yogurt. He'll sit up, scoot around to face Arat.
Mm-hmm.
So after this, Bard's College? Or music place?
Yeah, no, yes, the stage. One of the larger performing areas in the city. The name of which I have completely forgotten out of character, but I'm trying to find it.
Lightfoot Theater.
Lightfoot Theater. Yes, Lightfoot Theater. On one hand, we could see if there's any performance happening. On the other, I heard urban legend about ghost sightings at such a location.
That sounds fun. Are we allowed in there after hours, or do we have to sneak in there like some sort of high school test of courage?
DM, my understanding of that is that this is in like an open air theater. Is there going to be much need to break into anything, or?
It is an open amphitheater, yes. Technically, I mean, there is a backstage area with dressing rooms and stuff. You wouldn't necessarily be welcomed after hours, but you could probably, with the skills that the two of you have, find your way into the structure.
Oh no, it'll be fine.
Oh, okay, cool. As long as you say so.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sulong will just spend their time waiting until the appropriate amount of hours have passed, just chatting with Arat, getting to know him better.
If asked about the plaque, I will divulge detail. Otherwise, yeah, just
No, Sulong's pride is way too hurt to
that's fair.
ask. It's like, I'll come back and ask Arat about it when I have my own plaque up there.
That's understandable.
That's fair. Yes, you two can wait as midnight approaches. Things quiet down in the tavern and outside of it as well. But you can begin making your way across town.
During the chat, Arat learns that Sulong is the middle child of 3. His younger brother is from his mother's second marriage. He wasn't an A student, but he tried. and he gets a couple of stories of some Zarin shenanigans of Sulong running through the street with his friends, causing some havoc as a young skink about town.
A young skink about town. Arat will share just stories about how the owner of the hat shop that they were at earlier, the reason Arat was so keen on it is because he knew Hax back when Hax was a bumbling thief from the Thieves Guild that he met perpetually getting into trouble. He tells about a couple of his other like preferred spots in this town, and I leave this up to you. Do you think that at any point Sulong would have point blank asked how long Arat lived in the Panu Republic?
Oh no, for sure. There is like
Okay.
You're describing events, and then Sulong is like trying to do the math in his head. Is like, wait, how old are you? How long have you lived here?
How long was I in the Panu Republic?
Yeah.
About 150 years.
Wow. Don't
It is
take
the
this
longest
the
I've ever
wrong
spent in
way.
a place.
You're old.
Oh, I'm older than that.
Huh.
No, I was no, I mentioned this to Fisscourth in an earlier conversation, but while I cannot recall I was truthful in that I cannot recall the exact amount of time I've been alive. It's hard, and that it is hard to judge time without being able to track the sun, track a calendar. It becomes easier when everywhere on the continent celebrates singular things such as centennials.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's easier to get markers.
Have you ever considered writing down any of your adventures?
I could, but I couldn't see to write them. I would have to have somebody transcribing it. And I am not. I was not dishonest in that I do not have the most vivid memory of all of my adventures. That, and honestly, I mostly lived a rather unassuming life. It pays to be an unassuming person when you are going to be around for prolonged periods of time. The only reason I stayed in this city as long as I did is because it is so large. It is easy to get lost in it. People come and go all the time. Most places I spent maybe 10, 20 years at a time before I left.
Arat hears the sound of a quill or ballpoint pen on paper, and Sulong muttering, "It's important to be inconspicuous when you live a long life."
If you're trying to make sure that people don't start to put it together that you don't look 10 years older after 10
Yeah,
years.
I would assume that you'd want to move around because after a while, kids down the street grow into teens and you're still you.
Exactly. And with some of the races, it is easier to dismiss such a thing. Elves live a very long time, and while I do not have the ear markings for it, there are enough hybrids of races that I can pass in many places. But no, over time, it's worth it. And sometimes it was intentional, sometimes it was out of necessity. But no, I believe I have lived on. I believe I've lived in just about every city on this side of the mountain range. Not where you're from, though. Of course, not that side.
Well, you should spend some time up there. I think you'd like it.
Well, should we ever find the need to continue moving along?
We kind of do. I have it in my pack. I forgot to send it off back home. but there is a painting of Arabelle and her family, and the artist mark is from a renowned artist in Zara.
Really?
Yeah.
That
I could send it off to my sister and see if she can investigate, or if we ever find our way up there, we can do some digging.
pre- is this an artist that perhaps travels around at all, or are they very fixed to the city?
DM.
You're not sure. You just know that you've seen their work before, that you've heard their name.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if they're stationary or migratory, but
Well,
I've heard their
we are
name, yeah.
we are in the culture capital of the continent, as far as I'm aware. We could certainly inquire at some guild or museum before sending it across the continent.
Or I could just write ahead and ask if the artist is still around before we actually decide to head up there.
Oh yes, I meant that if you wanted to bring said painting to one of the guilds or museums
Oh, yeah,
here to
yeah,
check
for sure.
first. But yes, I would suggest we do that regardless.
As you have this conversation, you arrive outside the theater. It's a large stone structure, 3 stories tall. It seats roughly 1,000 people. And the structure is held up by arching columns and beautiful brickwork. As you look through the arching columnways at the ground level, there are some gates set up to keep people out of the structure after hours. As you peer through them, you can see the large stone and brick structure at the back where the stage is. There are more arches that reach up over the stage, up that 3-story structure. There are some bits at the top that look like normal house windows where workers may work the rigging for different curtains or set pieces. And you would know that further back beyond that, there is a small building-like structure where green rooms and the backstage area would be. But the seating area outside is open to the sky.
All of which is being described to Arat. How tall is the gate?
The gate is it's gonna fit in the archway, so it probably is like a 6-foot arch.
Well, we've come across our first puzzle on this quest, and it is a gate puzzle.
Ah, I see.
I could climb it.
Okay, and I'll just put my foot against the wall and start to walk up vertical.
So, about the Panu Republic, as they're getting into this place.
Yeah, just
Roll
like
me a
hands behind the
stealth
back,
check, both of you.
strolling up. 18.
18?
15.
15. There's a brief moment as you two have a conversation a little too loud. You hear a guard from around the corner down below you walking around the side of the structure, but you're up and over the edge before they're able to see you. You're now on the top edge of the structure. What do you do?
God, my gremlin brain just wanted to go, ooh.
I'm going to just start to walk along the edge of the structure, just feeling with my feet as I, and the stick as I walk along.
Yeah. What are you looking
Sulong's
to
just
do?
following, crawling. So, where exactly is this ghost supposed to be?
Oh, I don't know. I would assume that they would haunt the stage, if anything, but I'm going entirely on an urban legend, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
It's only so much that I can be certain of in this regard, sadly. But I'm hopeful that if there's any chance of it, it would be here.
Make a perception check as you have this conversation and walk around the top.
A false 20.
Okay.
24.
24. From somewhere down below you, You hear the slow groan and creak of what sounds like metal. Opening and closing.
Trapdoor? Stage door? Metal, right?
It could be. I'm going to slowly walk down the other side of the wall, very slowly, as I like listen for it more, and I'm trying to angle myself in the direction of it.
Sulong will follow Arat's lead. He seems to know what he's doing.
The sound hasn't repeated itself. It's hard to tell which direction it came from here. The sound reverberates off of these walls, the seats, the stage. But you can tell it distinctly came from somewhere below you.
I'll just walk all the way down until I reach ground, but I'm gonna angle my walk until I get to stage area proper.
Okay. You head down, and on the stage, curtains are drawn on the stage. You're standing out on the wooden platform in front of them. You can hear the crickets out past the building chirping, the wind slowly blowing through the archways. Roll me another perception check. Sulong, if you're on the stage, you can roll this as well.
15.
Another 24.
Okay. You both hear the slow creaking of wood coming from beyond the curtain, and a soft feminine humming as well.
Just give like a hushed gesture as I gently walk towards the curtain. Sort of run my hand along the curtain to feel for a divide.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigation for me.
That's a 10, so I'm just constantly going like, what's this thing?
Curtain. Can never hands on a curtain.
Can never find the gap in these things.
As you do, you make the wood squeak yourself, and suddenly the humming stops. Takes you a few more moments, but you eventually find the part in the curtains.
I'm gonna keep my fingers on it, but I'm gonna wait, and I'm listening at this point. At this point, I'm listening for breathing. I'm listening for any sign that somebody is still there.
Roll perception.
18.
18.
Wait, no, sorry, 17.
Okay. You hear the retreating of feet on woods, carefully but quickly, moving across the stage.
But it sounds like regular footsteps.
Mhm.
Okay. It's a person back there.
I guess. What do you want to do?
Normally, I would let them leave because they're not who we're looking for, but all I have in my head is Toby saying to follow up on leads, and I'm going to slip through the curtains.
Okay.
Sulong will follow.
Okay. As you slip through the curtains, you see a figure. It is quite dark back here, Sulong, but you see a figure moving between the rows of curtains in the theater. All of the curtains are currently dropped. They're moving between the thick velvet. You can see the outline of their silhouette as a feminine figure is moving quickly away from you all.
I have dark vision. I hate to be that guy to mention it,
do?
but I have dark
Okay.
vision, yes.
You see a woman moving away from you quickly.
Can I make a performance check to try and whistle her tune?
Go ahead.
That is a 16.
Ooh, she nat one her her roll. No, she didn't. Hang on. Where is it? That's the wrong
Is
one.
that good or bad? Is that good or bad?
Okay. She slowly slows down further away from you, and you hear, "What do you want?"
Is it a familiar voice or no?
Roll history. Let's see what Arat remembers.
We're kind of looking into a couple of things, and my friend here thinks he knows someone involved.
It's a flat 13.
What could you possibly want in the theater at this hour? And there's a lot of fear in the voice, Arat. You don't initially pick it up. It's a voice that you always heard warm and joyful. To hear it scared is rather jarring.
And I'll say, and I'll put my hand on Sulong's shoulder and let's say, a very long time ago, I knew a woman that dreamed of performing on such a stage. All the way from her home in Spotenbos, she wanted nothing more than to perform here. And I was hoping that when I returned, I would learn that she had.
Arat? Is that you? After all this time?
You know,
And there is a small light from a produce flame cantrip. And towards the two of you walks a blue tiefling with horns that curl back and long white hair braided at the sides that falls down to below her waist. As Orphi walks towards you.
Arat feels a squeeze on his shoulder, and Sulong will just back off and let Arat have his space.
I'm gonna hold my hand out to let the person see if they'll let me feel who they are. Because I imagine if she does, I will immediately figure out that this is not Anin. This is Orphi.
Arat, it's me. Well, gosh, you haven't changed a day. And she puts your hand to her face.
Orphi.
You can feel the heat from the produce flame cantrip in her hand.
Orphi. Hello.
What are you doing here?
I came back into town recently and I heard a local legend about the friend that I introduced you to and a fate that befell her. I thought that I might find her here.
You mean Anin?
Yes.
Well, don't tell me you took that stupid walking tour.
I took the stupid
did.
walking tour.
Oh, that Tanner, I'm going to find him and I'm going to wring his neck and then he'll really have a story to tell.
For what it's worth, he is not the only person that told me such a story.
No, but he is the one who started the rumor. Just because her name was carved on some wall by some lover and she left town does not mean that anything bad happened to her. Ugh.
Yeah, Sulong, you will see Arat just heave a huge sigh of relief. I'm going to be honest, Orphi, that is quite possibly the best outcome I could have hoped for in such a night.
Well, I'll try not to be too offended that you didn't come find me first, but...
In all
I'm
fairness,
happy
it
to
has
see you.
been 40 years. I wasn't even sure if you would still be here or around.
Yes, it has been 40 years, and here I am standing with fine lines and crow's feet, and you haven't aged a day.
There are reasons for this.
Come on. We can talk in my dressing room. I was getting ready to set up for tomorrow anyways. This way.
Yes, Orphi, this is my friend Sulong Shen. He has been traveling with me since Stelhern.
Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. Don't take any offense to this, but you do look great.
Why would I be offended by that?
After the comment about the crow's feet and Arat not changing a day, but, you know.
All is forgiven. Come on, this way. And with that flip of a switch that you have you remember quite well. Orphi's mood changes on a dime, and she leads you through the building to her dressing room and explains to you that she was here setting up for her performance tomorrow night. She got caught up and had to do it rather later in the evening. So, are you in town to come hear me sing tomorrow night?
Well, now that I know that you are singing tomorrow night, absolutely.
Good.
I
So,
would not miss it.
and you
No,
won't. I'll make sure of it.
thank you. We have two other traveling companions that I would love to bring along if you wouldn't mind the extra audience.
Oh,
They're from all over. They've never heard the likes of you before.
absolutely. I will make sure that you all have tickets in my private box.
You are too kind to Orphi.
I know we've just met, but I do have a date tomorrow if you could provide another ticket.
Oh, sure. The box seats 8. Is that good enough for all of you? You can have all the tickets for tomorrow. I'll kick my patron out. It's fine.
That should be plenty. Thank you, Orphi. You are incredibly kind for an old friend that had just appeared out of nowhere.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
I'm the best. What can I say?
Too true.
And as you have a moment to catch up with Orphi, I would like, before we call it for the evening, to check back in on Yuiza and Fisscourth.
How are you feeling? She's making her way to the Rosy Cozy slowly.
Cozy Rosie.
Cozy.
I love that you have not gotten the name right the entire time, despite it being such
Cozy
a big
Rosie
space in this game.
Rosie.
Are we headed to the pretty posies, Yuiza?
Yes, we are heading to the Rosy Cozy.
Lovely dandelion.
Cozy Rosie? I don't know.
You're so funny. Do you know that? You're the funny. I think you and Sulong are the funniest people I
That
know.
means so much to me. But you know what? It's funnier. You drinking this cool drink that I have.
Another shot for girls' night.
As Yuiza is getting more water into you, Fisscourth, can the two of you roll perception for me?
No, I have -2, don't I?
Hopefully you roll high.
I have +0 perception. No. It's an 11.
Okay. Okay, Fisscourth?
5. 5.
Fisscourth, from now on, every episode, I need you rolling physical dice.
Yes, chef.
Her chef.
The two of you almost miss it. But as you are walking along, Yuiza, your focus is on Fisscourth and trying to get as much hydration into this little bat as you possibly can, that you both nearly trip over a small figure crying on the sidewalk. You just hear,
Hello?
who are you? And you look down and you see a small halfling child. They're dirty, they're dark-skinned, their dark hair is short. You can see beautiful, warm, golden eyes peering back up at you, their face streaked with tears and dirt. There's leaves in their hair, and a pant leg is torn at the knee.
Can I roll to perceive if this is a trick I used to do when I was younger?
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a +3. Do I still get the -2? Is that for insight as well?
We'll say that that effect has worn off. It's been a few hours at this point.
19.
This appears to be a scared, crying little kid on the street.
We get to do that drunk white girl thing where we overtly comfort someone. Do you need help, little one?
I was trying to find help for my dad.
Oh.
But I got lost and now I don't know where I am.
Okay. What happened to your dad? Just Yuiza says, not liking to using the word down at the moment.
And they look up at you, snot running down their face with the tears. Big old anime eyes look up at you. The raiders came to our camp because they thought that there was treasure, and they took Dad into the cave, and they locked the rest of us in one of the huts. But I was able to get away, and now I don't know where to go.
Okay, buddy. Wow, here we go. Here, we're gonna go somewhere that we can help you, okay?
Yes, I will. Might I pick you up, small one? We will take you somewhere safe. Your little legs won't be able to keep up with us. We are very fast.
They nod. They don't really have any other options, but you two don't seem particularly threatening to them. You're just two nice ladies who are a little sauced on the street.
I'm picking up the baby in my wings.
Fisscourth, as you pick up this child, they cuddle into you. They're cold. They're snotty. They are just thankful that someone is taking care of them when they didn't know where to go. And as you two take this kid and go to seek help, that is where we are going to leave it for this
I was
week,
about to go see my boyfriend. I gotta help a kid now.
We're mothers now.
I guess.
We can't.
This will be the kickoff next week for the players to earn their 1-year gift from me. So everyone, next week, be sure to tune in when they all receive their packages and open them on stream to find out exactly what I'm going to put them through to earn those beautiful sets of dice. With that, y'all want to go say your goodbyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you to all our patrons and Twitch subscribers for your continued support. This show is made possible by listeners like you. Fisscourth was played by Abby. Arat was played by Zachary Vaudo. Yuiza was played by Alessa Vamp. Sulong was played by RJ. And your GM this evening was Sara Roberts. Luck and Chaos is recorded live on Thursday nights. If you'd like to join us for a live recording, check out hypegoblin.com/events for the full live schedule. Links to cast social media, third-party supplements used in the game, affiliate links, and the show's Patreon are available in the episode description. A Twist of Fate, Luck and Chaos theme by Sneakernet is available now on Bandcamp. Don't forget to like and review this episode on your platform of choice, and we'll see you all in the next one.